I've been very weird lately, you know, my head playing games and everything else. It's just all plummeted at once. It was like I was supporting the bridge and then all the suspension cables decided to just go off, one by one, straight after the other. It's like I need to take a big step back from everything and just unscramble all my thoughts, my mind, and just get myself back together sort of piece by piece.
The family reaction to Kevin joining the army was not the best. On the one hand, you know, we saw it as a very honourable career choice.
And first we have Rahman Williams, the owner of this camera.
I would definitely not describe my brother as a mature 18-year-old. He's very much a boy.
And we have Rahman Collison. Say hello, Rahman Collison.
Hello, Rahman Collison.
Believe it or not, I'm in a fucking place where most blokes are being fucking killed.
When Kevin was in Iraq, he did lose one of his best friends, and that hit him really hard.
I lost probably the closest friend to me that served alongside me. He wanted to leave the forces. I convinced him to stay, and not long after he was killed.
Okay. Do you want to say any more on that? Is that enough? Okay.
One of his friends actually, you know, pulled me aside and said, you know, I'm worried about Kevin. And I was like, oh, okay. He was saying that he'd cut himself and had written some message in his own blood on the walls. And so, of course, I broached the subject with Kevin, and he was like, yeah, I did do that. I just had a bit of a meltdown. And he said that he was given a card and asked to call a number to get help. And then I asked him, did you call the number? And he said no. I said, well, maybe you need to call the number. It was quite a scary time for us with Kevin in the house, because he would have rages and, you know, all of a sudden a fist would go through the door. So my mum arranged for him to see the doctor to try and get help. He was very clearly depressed as well.
Returning to civilian life was a big shock. The skills I learned, especially being in an infantry regiment, was all combat-based. So civilian life doesn't really have any combat. I was pretty much, you know, useless.
For some weird reason, I believe the battlefield will be my home. When I'm in conflict, I am a nicer person than I am when I'm not. You know, I leave the house today, I just want to fucking hurt everyone. You know, when I'm in combat, I was like, oh, I don't want to hurt you, don't want to hurt you, you know, I don't want anyone to get hurt, kind of thing. You see where I'm coming from?
I've been very weird lately, you know, my head playing games and everything else. It's just all plummeted at once. It was like I was supporting the bridge and then all the suspension cables decided to just fucking go off, one by one, straight after the other. It's like I need to take a big step back from everything and just unscramble all my thoughts, my mind, and just get myself back together sort of piece by piece.
You know, I hear it now and I just think, yeah, he said it, like the bridge and all the suspension's about to just completely go, and all I wish is I'd said, let it all go, come here. You know, I've got a spare room, let it all go, just come and be still here. So it's, hindsight is very easy to make you think that, isn't it?
When people talk about PTSD in particular, they talk about, you know, walking the black dog. And I just think that is a really lame way of putting it. It's more like being chained to a dark wolf that is trying to eat you constantly. And you have to fight it every day, every minute, every hour. And sometimes you get a lucky punch and that wolf goes down for a few hours, maybe a day, maybe 2 days. But eventually, that wolf comes round, and the wolf is always there. You're chained to it, so you can't get away from it.
When I was in the armed forces, you felt something that was the matter with you. You were timid, you were frightened, you were reluctant to say anything. Certainly there was no recognition that perhaps there's something that might be there that needs attention. And if you dealt with it straight away, it wouldn't incubate into something worse. And that's what we're trying to change now.